And we're back.
I want you to know that I'm playing Mortal Kombat music on my end.
I am playing Egyptian desert music, traditional Arabic music, blissful relaxation, belly dance, oriental soul. That's the playlist.
Lovely. I'm just playing the Mortal
Realm.
Kombat theme song while this rabbit cracks his neck twice, uh, unsheaths his little carrot blade, and stares at you, Isaiah, putting his ears back.
I take out the blade and I say, let's rumble. And I stomp my foot down really fast 5 times.
Yeah. Oh, you dare! You dare! You dare thump in front of him? Roll initiative.
Ah, call me Thumper, you dirty bastard.
You son of a bitch.
I got a natural 15 for a
Oh my
14.
god. I rolled a natural 20.
You rat bastard. Damn
Oh. The old woman behind you calls out to you, Isaiah. Not by your name. She calls you Amun! Duck! And the rabbit immediately thumps on the ground one time, propelling himself feet forward. Mind you, he's only about a foot tall or so, maybe a foot and a half, size small, and he's coming at you with both his feet in the air, coming towards your face. He's going to roll to hit.
I dare him.
That is going to be a 19.
Damn. Alright, I'll allow it.
Okay, he is going to do 12 points of bludgeoning damage as he hits you directly in the face with both of his tiny little feet. He propels his body off of yours, stands before you, and he's going to use his carrot blade for this attack. That's a 17. Does that hit?
That does hit.
That does hit. Okay.
Yep.
Unsheathing his carrot blade, throwing his sheath away to the side as he no longer has a need for it. Combat has started. He is here for your blood.
Wait, actually, question. What armor is Amun-Ra wearing?
Well,
If he's wearing
you-
any. Because I know
you-
I probably have his stats, probably, right?
no, she's mistaking you for Amun.
Okay.
You
my
are
bad.
currently just Isaiah in this
Okay.
situation. So you have your stats.
Okay. Continue. I apologize.
That's a much better roll. Oh, but it's... Okay, yeah. He does 10 points of slashing damage to you
Okay.
with his second attack. Scraping his carrot blade, it looks to be just a thin, sharpened carrot, but it cuts you on one of your joints just as effectively as a regular dagger would have. Mind you, in his size, it's about maybe a long sword.
Okay. Then
He looks at you, squints his little eyes, licks the blood off of his face, and waits for your turn.
If he's gonna do me dirty, I'm gonna fucking do him dirty. With two hands, I'm striking him with the Singer of the Web Weaver.
He does not seem to respect you.
Damn, he probably shouldn't. I just rolled a nat 1 on my first attack. So that...
He sidesteps.
Yeah, I'm not used to attacking 1 foot tall foes, so this is relatively new for me. So second attack, a natural 20.
Oh my god.
A natural 20.
All
So
right.
that's 2d10. Get
Yep.
fucked, you little rat. All right.
If you smite on it, you double those dice as well.
Oh my gosh, I am Channel Divinity Smite.
Okay. Alright.
Or not, that's not Channel Divinity, but that would just be I'm gonna use a second level spell slot. Yeah, fuck him.
Go ahead.
Fuck
Yeah.
him.
Roll
So
that big damage.
Divine Smite. You can spend one spell slot to deal 2d8 extra radiant damage to the target, plus 1d8 for each level higher than the first. So that'll be 3d8, but that's doubled, so that's going to be 6d8. So let me
Oh
get
boy.
that. Let me get that. Let me get that. All right. So that's going to be 15 slashing damage, and
Okay.
then that's going to be 23 radiant damage. And I'm
Jesus.
gonna describe this to you, man.
Yep.
Critical hit. Divine Smite. I'm going clean right above the scalp to cut the ears.
Oh.
And I'm gonna remind you a little something.
Yep.
Stinger of the Web Weaver has a feature where if you get a natural 20, it's a binding strike.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So when you hit a creature with an attack using this weapon, you can add an extra damage die of force damage to the roll. Oh, I should probably do that.
Yep,
Extra
and that would be 2
another,
dice because it's a die.
so an
Yep.
additional 2d10.
Okay.
And then if a critical hit is rolled, the target must make a DC 16 Dexterity save. So that's
DC 16.
Yep, DC 16 Dex.
He's got good dex. Natural 18 on the die.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. Well, regardless, that is an additional 15 points of force damage.
Oh.
And he did avoid being stunned. And instead of thumping 5 times, it's one stomp. I just go douche right on the baseboard.
All right. Mowgli is in the location as well. He sees you take this first attack. This is your second attack.
Yeah.
You miss your first attack. It
Horribly.
made this rabbit into a lulled sense of self-security. He put his foot gently on the Kopesh just to show off his superiority, and regretted it as you lifted it up for another strike that swept around, and you clocked him hard. You shaved the top layer of his fur off of his ears.
Oh.
And as you smite, I have certain rules for when you smite, especially in the presence of Amun-Ra's location. You shatter the ground around you, which originally looked like stone, but shattered like it sounded like glass. Glass, in almost a greenish shade, scatters everywhere. You hear the old woman behind you screaming. You hear Mowgli gasping, catching a mouthful of glass, and suddenly the environment changes. Isaiah, you are suddenly in a courtyard outside in your familiar desert nation. A deserted courtyard alongside all of your friends and Isaiah and the bunny himself. And he looks around, confused by this situation, and suddenly realizes how much of a threat you actually are. Mowgli is going to take his turn next. He is going to confer with you. Isaiah, do you need help?
I whisper in his ear, hold him down.
Alright. Mowgli is going to roll to grapple. Okay. That's not bad. Contested acrobatics. Okay, natural 20 for the rabbit. Wow. Alright.
God damn you!
Mowgli has another attack, however. So blue die is for Mowgli, red die is for the rabbit. Mowgli tries with both of his attacks, but he rolled a 5 on the die. The rabbit rolled a 12.
Damn, that's tough.
But Mowgli is going to position himself behind the rabbit, amongst the regular rabbits, in order to provide you with a flank, if possible.
Are all the other rabbits and the grandma in this courtyard?
Yeah, they have all been transported here along with you.
Okay. Okay.
Looking before you, Isaiah, you seem to be outside of the actual place that you were before. As good as you can tell, the architecture on the outer plane here seems to be a lot more like desert, war torn, but it's very familiar as well.
Okay. Okay. Would that make it the rabbit's turn then?
That will make it the old woman's turn,
Oh
actually.
shit. Okay.
She marches forward and says, Torix, you little bastard! Spit it out and you don't have to be hurt anymore! She looks at you for the first time with actual inquiry, Isaiah. You are not Amun Ra, are you, boy? She looks towards the rabbit and begins casting a spell. And she is going to cast Guiding Bolt and try to hit this little bastard. What's up? Okay.
All right.
That unfortunately is not going to hit. She's going to send her guiding bolt in the direction of the rabbit. It is going to go right between his ears. He looks at her with delightful trickery and pounds on the ground himself. He is going to dive into the pile of rabbits behind Mowgli and attempt to hide.
Does that provoke an opportunity attack for me?
I am going to say it will.
At advantage?
Yes!
Okay. And would that also not provoke an opportunity attack from Mowgli?
Mowgli will he's gonna hide in the presence of Mowgli within his reach, so I'm gonna let Mowgli do one with disadvantage.
Okay.
But roll your attack. Ooh, that'll hit for Mowgli, actually, so that's not
Does
bad.
a 17 total hit?
17 will hit, yes.
Okay. That'll be D10. Where are you? Had you. Where are you?
5 points of damage.
There you are. Alright. Actions.
60.
That's going to be 13 points of damage. That was a max roll.
Oh my god. $13 points of damage, so that's going to be 73 points of damage in total. All right.
73 points of damage in one turn, and one of the strikes was a miss.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. Mowgli also rolled, he could have done more. He rolled a 1 on his damage die, so
he's trying
that's
his
too
best
bad.
out here.
He is. The rabbit is going to roll for stealth as you clock him. Both of you clock him. That's fairly high. He is going to call for help at this point in time. Okay. Isaiah, you feel a pulse amongst the rabbits around you.
Okay.
And the old woman, she says, "Oh, you dare call upon your brothers, boy? You are no icon of the Fae. This is a fair 3-on-1 fight."
God.
And
what a lovely lady.
that is going to end his turn.
Okay. Making my
Going
turn.
to you. Yes.
Then in that case, I'm going back to the oldie and goodie, and that is I'm casting Hypnotic Pattern on the group of mummies. And this is going to be a lot different than the last one. It's a 30-foot cube within range. So I'm going to cast it at the center point of this group of rabbits. And what I'm going to do is. Um, hmm. So. Trying to read the mechanics of the spell, but also how I want to do this. So it's interesting. I'm going to cast Hypnotic Pattern, and at the edges of the radius, I want to have kind of a wall of carrots and other delectable treats. And basically,
Okay.
how I want to do it is that um, if you are charmed, you are going to. I would like it so that the rabbits that are not the op would
Yeah.
go to the wall of carrots and try to eat the wall of carrots, and if he is charmed, he gets incapacitated.
Uh, I'll say this, Isaiah. He has a decent amount of sea of rabbits to go through. You're gonna get most of them for sure. I would say, roll me a just a persuasion check, just to see how much you can manipulate the hypnotic pattern to do. Get the rabbits out of the way. Just
Okay,
give me a persuasion check real quick.
it's a natural 12 for a 19.
That's still pretty damn good. I'm gonna roll just for the rabbits.
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom
I
save.
think
Yeah,
yes. Yep.
they rolled a 10. They're they're regular rabbits. So that is gonna be a fail. Yeah, a lot. Basically, you know what? I'm gonna roll for him as well. What is the save DC?
15.
15. Okay, yeah, he rolled a 14 on the die. So I'm going to say that the rabbits abandon his position and they go to eat the illusory, but in reality, real carrots for them, leaving him fully exposed, talking on what looks to be a small acorn that he's using as a cell phone at this moment in time, with his back to you, and then he stops talking, turns around, looks at you, floppy bald ears, uh, before him, and he like pushes down on the stem like an antenna for the cell phone, throws it away, scrunches his face, looks back at you. So it's like this, huh? You want this that bad, you old bitch? Huh? You gonna
No,
call this boy?
I don't want anything besides those ears on your pretty head. And I'm gonna
Oh,
rotate around him and get flanking for Mowgli as his turn comes
okay,
up.
okay, yeah. All right, you're able to do that. You get the feeling amongst the rabbits they're still pulsing. Uh, he's got something in the works. Someone's on the way, but for now, he's exposed. He's exposed.
Yep.
Mowgli take his two attacks with advantage. Very nice. 18 on the die. And I'm gonna roll for his second attack. Yep, that'll hit as well. All right. So Mowgli. Oh, max damage D8. That's gonna be 12 points of damage on his first attack, and for his second attack, 11 points of damage. God bless Mowgli. Mowgli bops him and bops him 2 times with his mace.
Good. God
So that's going
bless.
to be 23 points of damage. This bunny is so messed up.
Good.
He is on the equivalent of death's door for a Feywild rabbit like himself. The old woman is going to. Actually, you know what she's gonna do? No, she can't do that. The old woman grins with delight at how this has gone. She is going to go ahead.
Shank him. Do it. She knows she wants to.
Okay, yeah, she's going to do this. She's going to cast sleep. And as long as I don't even have to roll that many dice to actually get him asleep. Yep, the rabbit falls down immediately. And the other rabbits still pulsating.
We're not out of initiative.
You're not out of initiative.
Okay.
The old woman ponders to you. Quick, get it out of his stomach
I will.
before his brothers show.
I will. Wouldn't that wake him up? Yeah, because sleep is you can still be woken up even though you cast sleep. I don't. Well, okay. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to, if you would allow, I think I want to make a sleight of hand check to pickpocket his person. See what he has on him, and then
Okay.
I will get whatever she's referring to out of his stomach.
Okay.
So the sleight of hand check is going to be a natural 19 for an 18.
18. All right. You can also roll investigation instead. You could make that an investigation if you wish to.
Oh,
To
okay.
search.
I mean, yeah, then if I choose investigation, I'll do 23.
Okay, that is much better, and that is going to give you far more. Obviously, he has his carrot blade itself. It does have its own properties and such, and you can very much so tell it stinks of Feywild magic, which you are rather familiar with now due to your recent, somewhat recent journey with the mountain on Romy's Hill.
Yep.
On his person, he has a number of knickknacks that seem to be Fey in nature. One thing in particular is interesting. He has an old invitation. It is not dated, but it is broken open from its seal. It has a seal of the God Ring upon it. It is an invitation as the icon of the Fey in his particular court to partake in a tournament to become a demigod. He will also have a half silver, half golden coin on his person as well.
Is this a drachma? Sorry, I just missed those. Those were so cool.
They are cool. It doesn't seem to have much monetary value. It's rather blank looking on both sides. Two faded heads on either side seem to be very much so different in appearance, but so faded that you can't necessarily tell who they are.
Would it be
But they
possible
looked.
to do an arcana check to see if it has any magical properties?
I will say that just by picking it up, feeling it, it sparkles with some type of almost electric power itself, and it seems to give off the impression that it is a spell focus of some kind.
Okay.
It may not have belonged to him originally because it doesn't seem to fit his theme, but yeah, it very much so seems to be his thing. And then there's also his Acorn cell phone.
Yeah, I'm taking all of it.
Okay, you rob him. You take everything, and if he had Jordans, you would have taken those too.
Those would have been the first.
Yeah,
Those would have been the first.
obviously. Yeah.
And I don't know what roll this would be, but I'm getting the thing from his stomach.
Okay, I want you to roll me. Do you want to be subtle or do you want to be thorough and fast?
Oh man.
Subtle, you would roll me sleight of hand and try to get it out without waking him up, but being as fast as possible. You can try to force it out of him.
No, I'll do a throw and fast. He doesn't want the smoke at this point.
Okay. I will say, due to him being unconscious at this moment in time, roll me an athletics check with advantage.
Okay. I will do
I'm going to
this.
say Mowgli's going to help you in this situation.
And he's literally sleeping.
He is sleeping.
Okay, so the biggest roll is an 18 total.
18 total.
Yep.
You're able to force your hand. You pick him up by his ears. You force your hand into him like he's a bag of holding down his throat.
Oh.
Obviously, his eyes bulge and he wakes up immediately. He's like, "What?"
Oh, jeez.
Realizing the situation that he's in.
It's like Tahoe all over again.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that he's gonna roll an athletics check. He can't roll acrobatics for this with disadvantage. Holy fuck, dude. I rolled a 17 and a 19 on the die. Mind you, he doesn't have good athletics, so it goes down to a 15 in total.
I thought you said he was making an acrobatics check at disadvantage.
He can't make acrobatics because
okay.
you literally shoved your hand down his throat.
Okay.
So there's no way I can rightfully say he could roll acrobatics in this situation in time.
Okay, my bad.
I just can't do it. So you feel deep down inside, Isaiah, inside of this rabbit is a gemstone. You feel it in your hand and you yank it free. The moment you do that, his little muscles dissipate and his cell phone begins to buzz. He's like, give me that back, you son of a bitch! I don't know you that well, you shouldn't have done that!
I'm gonna throw him through the wall of illusory carrots.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You chuck him.
Yep.
He doesn't weigh that much, so you
Yep.
chuck his ass. He flies through that wall. I'm gonna see if his brothers start to show up.
As he's flying through the air, and as you check, oh man, as you check to see if his brothers show up, I pick up the phone.
What do you say into the phone as you answer it?
He won't be answering.
You hear on the other end after some time. Oh yeah, but you will. Oh yeah.
Did Isaiah and this rabbit's subplot turn into a fucking John Wick movie?
Even worse. The remainder of rabbits that are not tied to the hypnotic pattern begin to pool together. They form up, and from their accumulation comes the form of a very large rabbit holding an acorn cell phone that he just crumples in his hands. He has a bandana tying his ears back, and he wears sunglasses with shutter shades. He looks at you, Isaiah, and he says, "Oh, so I think you're the little bastard that took out my shitty little brother." Oh!
Bonsaw's ready!
I see! You have my invitation! So now you know how painful this is gonna be for you before my brothers show up. Let's go! And he's gonna roll initiative.
Alright. Do I have to re-roll initiative?
No, you don't. He just
Okay.
rolls into it. I'm gonna say, Isaiah, you get another turn before him as he flexes.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. I'm going to bonus action cast Sanctuary. I'm going to step behind Mowgli, and I'm going to take the dodge action.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh. Okay, that's going to be Mowgli's turn then in this case. Uh, Mowgli, seeing this guy, the old woman is also going to speak up. Oh boy. She has a brow filled with sweat at this point in time, and Mowgli's going to size up this man. Isaiah, I can take him. And he is going to rush forward and take 2 attacks on this man, on our man's here.
Good, good.
Isaiah, Mowgli rushes forward. He rolls a natural 15 on the die and a natural 8 on the die. The 8 is not going to land. The 15, however, will land. Mowgli flies up into the air, initially psyching him out, thinking he was going to go for a full frontal assault. He flies above him, striking him with his mace with a flip.
Good fucking
That
shit.
is going to be. I gotta track his HP now. It's going to be 8 points of damage on the big brother. All right. The rabbit scoffs at this and looks at you, Isaiah. So this is how you want it to be. You gonna pick on my little brother with a big bear and an old woman. He's going to try and take his 2 attacks on you, but I know he's got to roll a wisdom save, assuming 16, right?
That's a great question. It's a wisdom 15.
Wisdom 15. Okay. Okay. That's going to be 17 on the die.
All right.
So he's going to rush forward past Mowgli. Mowgli takes an attack of opportunity on him. That's going to land. That's going to be 10 points of damage for Mowgli. He clocks him hard. All right. So he is going to roll to grapple you, Isaiah.
He has it at disadvantage.
He does have it at disadvantage.
So I have to do a contested. It's still contested though.
It is still contested. So
Athletics, right?
athletics or acrobatics.
It's definitely athletics.
Okay. He rolled an 18 total.
At disadvantage,
Yep.
Ray. The court hereby finds you guilty of fraudulent rolls. I got a 12 total on my athletics check.
God. Yeah. Isaiah, he grips you with both his by both of your shoulders. His big rabbity paws rest upon your shoulders, and he stares down at you from the height that Mowgli could only dream of. Hunching over, his traps make his little brother quite literally look like his own calf. And he looks at you, stinking of carrot beer, begins to pick you up, and he is going to take you to Suplex City, Isaiah.
Oh my gosh.
You feel your feet leave the ground, and you wish that it was the flight spell in this situation.
Oh my goodness, Ray.
Oh,
You know I see you in a week, right?
yeah. Isaiah, he does 24 points of bludgeoning damage as he uses his second attack to just launch you behind himself, cracking the ground that you are upon. The old woman has to look away.
Oh man.
Mowgli also looks away in this situation. Uh, Isaiah, there is a searing pain in your neck and your back, and you are still grappled in this situation. But however, he is going to end his turn there. Nope, it's going to be the old woman's turn next. His brother's not going to have his turn up. Uh, the old woman is going to. Boy, what is she going to do in this situation? She winces and she says, uh, uh, "Oh, you know what?" She says, "Young man, trust me. Trust me. Do you trust me?"
After getting suplexed with some blood in my mouth, I think I would hog a loogie of sorts. I would get the blood out of my mouth because, man, I'm fucked up from that. I would look at her and I would say, I would trust that you have my back on this one.
The old woman is going to cast Vortex Warp on you, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw, which you can choose to fail to be teleported to an unoccupied space of her choosing.
I'm sticking around. I'm rolling the save. That's a 14
Okay.
total. Does that fail?
14 total? Yes, that is actually going to fail.
Fuck!
She's only teleporting you 30 feet away from the rabbit.
Why is she trying to hold me back?
She's trying to get you. You get the feeling that she's trying to get you out of the grip of the rabbit himself.
Oh, I'm still in his grip? Okay.
Yeah, so she teleports you basically below Mowgli.
Okay.
I'm going to say that she's going to teleport you the full 30 feet. Within. Is it within her range? No. It's within your range. So you get teleported 30 feet in the direction past Mowgli and away from this rabbit himself. His hands slip and his grip just makes him flex for a second there, and he looks at you and he says, "Oh, you're not some simple old woman now, are you? Let's see how well you can take something like that." Cracks his neck really loudly, and he plants a fist on the ground like Luffy from One Piece, and you get the feeling he gears up to go after this old woman next. Isaiah, I believe it is your turn next. No, it's the little brother's turn. The little brother, depending on where you chucked him, I'm going to say that you chucked him on the other side of where you are. You chucked him fairly far. Does he have to make another save if he enters the space with the hypnotic pattern?
Great question. So with hypnotic pattern, he will have.
And is that concentration?
It is fucking concentration. I should probably roll for those. Oh, the pattern appears for a moment and vanishes, but
Okay.
So okay, yeah, the pattern appears for a moment, but the actual effect that it holds on you lasts a minute.
Okay.
So I don't believe you would have to re-roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a paintball effect. I gotcha.
Yep.
So he's gonna rush in, and he can't quite make it back to you immediately. So he's going to just make his turn to rush over to the old woman. And mind you, you have the gem right now, and the old woman is, or I should say, the little brother is still on death's door. So he's basically at 1 HP.
And now they'd have 100 years of it.
Well, I should say he's like within a handful of HP. So it would take one hit to put him down at this point in time. At this point, Mowgli also says, "Isaiah, are we killing these guys?"
Um, Mowgli, it's time like these where I don't necessarily have the answer. But I think it's important to call out that they're not necessarily standing down. So we also cannot either. And I think that'll take my turn.
Okay.
So I will be. I'm gonna just get it done. I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt to little brother.
Okay.
That is a natural 20.
Oh my God.
So that'll be 8d6.
So Isaiah, I will ask you: Are you doing lethal or non-lethal? It's up to you.
Non lethal, but I'm taking his ears off.
Okay. Yep. You
Um,
don't even have to roll the damage, but you can for fun if you want to.
okay, so that's gonna be.
There's no way for you not to put him down with all the dice you're about to roll.
That is gonna be. Uh, 25 points of radiant damage. And I'm basically gonna point the sword straight at his ears and like a shooting star across the sky, just fry the hairs on his scalp dry, and
Yep.
you know, disconnect the ears and make him unconscious.
The old woman, in a moment of fear, seeing this giant rabbit running towards her, sees the little brother get a new haircut and lose his ears. She cracks a smile for a split second, goes, "Ah!" and and
God.
then she realizes that he's still coming, and he's like, she's like,
I'll look over to the big brother, and I'll say, "Consider that a favor."
the older rabbit doesn't notice quite yet, but he will on his turn. Uh,
Roll for taunt.
yeah. Do you want to do anything else with your turn?
um. So, question. I'm not really sure on how. Oh, I already did damage, so sanctuary drops automatically. So,
Oh yeah, I suppose.
um, so that's how that works. Then in that case, are we doing the thing? Are we still playing by? I'm so in the mode of my one shot that I don't know if you're doing this, but are potions still actions or are they bonus actions?
No, there'll be bonus actions
Okay.
in this situation.
Okay, then in this case, I'm gonna drink my potion of heroism and gain 10 temporary HP,
Okay.
and that's what I will do. I'll end my turn. Well, actually, no. I'll probably move. I don't know if I'm right next to the lady, but I'll just be adjacent to the lady.
You will have to, yeah, you'll have to use your movement to get adjacent to the lady before this rabbit bastard gets to her. Are you trying to get in the way, or are you trying to just be close to her?
Just be close.
Okay, you can definitely get close. I will say that the, I suppose it's Mowgli's turn, so I don't have to worry about that right now. Mowgli is going to. How are you feeling, Isaiah? He's gonna give you the offer of healing.
I'd look at him and I'll be like, Mowgli, I'm perfectly fine. Just take him down.
All right. Mowgli is going to go over to this son of a bitch and he is going to take his 2 attacks on him before he can make it to the old lady. You know what? Mowgli's gonna roll one. Oh no, Mowgli's not gonna try to grapple him because he's much stronger than Mowgli. Now he realizes.
No one's stronger than
Mowgli's just gonna
Mowgli.
do damage. Yeah, he's just gonna do damage. So that one's not gonna hit. He hits him directly in the peck. He just flexes and knocks off his mace.
Oh,
Oh, jeez. And then Mowgli swings around and hits him on his abs and bends his mace. uh, you're gonna see the rabbit. He's gonna just like backhand Mowgli non-lethally away and says, "Cream of the crop!" And he's gonna continue rushing towards the old lady. That's going to be the rabbit's turn. He's got to roll a d6, a 5 and a 6 on the d6 to get a wrestling move back. He rolled a 4, so he does not get it back. He runs over to the old lady, and he's just going to do the very simple thing that he can do that rabbits are very good at, and that he's going to drop kick the shit out of her.
that's fucked up.
The same way that his little brother first did to you. Mind you, he's a lot bigger. But, jeez. Yeah, that's not going to hit. He rolled a natural 2. For those who watch NADPOD, shout out to the 2 crew. Don't sue us. Oh my god, and then he rolled a natural 20.
Holy fuck.
Jeez. So he is going to clock this old lady very harshly.
Don't roll max damage. All
Rolling.
ones.
I have to roll 4d8s. That's a 1 and a 7. And then a 7 and a 6.
And as he lays that foot down, I say, "No, sir." And I'm gonna channel divinity, rebuke the violent.
Oh my god. I forgot you can do that.
He has to make a
Completely.
DC 15 saving throw. Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom, okay. Rolling a 19 on the die.
Okay. He will take half that damage radiant.
Half the damage radiant, so that's going to be 13 points of radiant damage onto him. I forgot that Mowgli didn't land, so I didn't miss any damage, thank God. 20, 30. This music's not doing it for me anymore. That's tough. So the old woman still takes the other half, though, right?
It's unclear because it says immediately after an attacker deals damage with an attack against a creature other than you, you can use your reaction to force the attacker to make a saving throw. On a failure, the attacker takes radiant damage equal or half on success. So it doesn't necessarily say the damage is negated, but it is reflected at the very least.
Okay.
Let me
I'm
see
gonna
if-
half it just for the sake of it for now.
Well, it is half. Oh, half her damage.
Yeah, half for
Okay.
her.
Okay.
So she's gonna take 13 as well. Ouchie. The old woman does not look sturdy. She's hurt, but she's not bloodied quite yet. She could take a few more. Which, speaking of, he has a third attack, so he's going to take that attack right now. That is going to force the old woman to cast shield, and she's going to raise her AC by 5.
Oh wow, that's pretty goated. Good for her.
So, yep, he grabs her by the back of the head and punches her as hard as he can into his own hand, and then when he does it a second time, she's able to raise a shield of rotten leaves for a split second that harden to the point where his fist just bounces off, and he loses his grip on the back of her head. He says, "Oh, fun and games trying to knock up my allergies. How'd you know I was allergic to leaves?"
God damn it.
At the end of his turn, You see his cell phone begin to buzz. Isaiah, I want you to give me a perception check.
I will give you a perception check. Not incredible. That's going to be a 10 total.
10 total.
Yep.
Isaiah, you have this gem that you just yoinked from the rabbit. The old woman hasn't told you what it is yet, but it is not Feywild in nature. You can tell that this magic is more similar to your Kopesh than it would be anything else that you have met.
Interesting. Um,
And I can't give you any more insight on it than that with that roll.
yep. That's fine. Is it my turn?
Let's see, he just went, I believe it would be the old woman's turn.
Yep.
She is going to cast invisibility on herself, which is the best thing she can do for herself right now. I'm going to give the rabbit an opportunity attack with disadvantage. Natural 1 and a natural 5. So he takes a swing, almost punches himself in the face, or almost punches his little brother
Who's unconscious?
on the ground. Oh, I'm sorry, Torix. I didn't mean to do that.
Wake up.
Then he feels his buttocks as in his tiny little wrestling spandex shorts. He feels his cell phone.
Oh.
I believe that will make it your turn, Isaiah.
Can I sidestep to get flanking on him? Or is Mowgli not nearby?
I'm gonna say Mowgli is nearby.
Okay, then I will sidestep to face him and get the advantage with Mowgli. And I'm going to take my first hit with Singer of the Web Weaver. And I'm going to look at this big brother in his eyes and I'm like, now I can properly hit you. First hit is a 16.
16 will hit.
And then, second one. So that's done. Is going to be a 25. So
25.
Hit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that will hit.
2d10. And I'm going to make the second hit with Channel Divinity.
Okay.
At level
Or smite?
1. Yeah, smite. That's what I meant. And yes, sir. I will roll this. So that's going to be 6, 14, 17. 6. That'll be 23 points of damage across slashing and radiant.
Okay. That's a lot of damage. The big rabbit is looking a little worse for wear now.
And I'm gonna flip my sword and hoist it over my shoulder. I'm gonna look him in the eyes, and with a sneer, I'm gonna say, "Suplex me again."
As you do your divine smite, you shatter the ground again, forming it into slivered glass, changing your environment one more time, Isaiah. For a split second, you seem to be upside down on the ceiling somewhere you don't quite recognize. It looks to be a kitchen of some sort. There seems to be a number of counters, and you guys suddenly right yourselves as you teleport into another environment close by. Isaiah, the rabbit stops for a split second. He looks around. Majority of the rabbits that were originally in the arena were, well, preoccupied with something else, and they are no longer here for the situation. The little brother is also out, in this situation as well. Isaiah, there is a door behind you that seems to be some type of possibly banquet door, leads to a banquet hall. It's very large, double doors, about 20 feet tall, with curtains on the side. And before you seems to be some type of storeroom behind the large rabbit himself. You see behind in that place, there is a shit ton of carrots just stockpiled in that storeroom. And he takes a look at you, Isaiah,
Tight,
and he
tight,
takes a
tight,
look
tight, tight, tight.
he takes a look back at those carrots, and he smiles his buck tooth rabbit smile, and he says, "Maybe it's time for a little juice. What do you say?"
I look at him and I say, "You won't be able to touch it."
Oh, all right. Is that the end of your turn?
That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. You don't see the old woman, but you have the feeling that she might still be around at this point in time, just invisible on her end. Uh, that is going to go to Mowgli's turn. Mowgli is going to roll an insight check to read the room for the carrots. He rolled a nat 20. He knows exactly what's going to happen because he's the DM. Mowgli is going to roll to grapple this man and keep him from getting to the carrots. Contested strength check. That's 14 on the die for Mowgli, which is pretty good. He grapples this gentleman. Mowgli is going to take one mace attack in that case. That is not going to hit. That is not good. That's a 10 total. So that is going to lead to Big Man Rabbit's turn. He has to roll a d6. Hey man, get off me! You blonde bastard! He rolled a 2 on his d6, so he does not get his move back yet. But he is going to roll to break Mowgli's grip upon him for the meantime. Oh, okay. He's got to roll another. He fails the first one. And he rolls a natural 19 on his second try. So he makes a break for the storeroom. He can't make it there in time. He's jumping over counters.
I get an opportunity attack.
You do get an opportunity attack, and Mowgli also will.
Will it be
But
at
he's not.
advantage?
I'll say it will be as well. I will say it's with advantage. He won't be for Mowgli because obviously he's running past Mowgli.
Ray,
No way.
I got a natural 20.
Oh my god, this might be ideal. This could
And
save.
I'm burning a second level spell slot to do a second level divine
Good.
smite.
Honestly, it's a good move. It's a very good move in this situation.
So I'm getting 2d10 again and another 6d8. So
Oh.
intermission. And then where's the other guy? There you are.
I'll have to roll Mowgli's attack. Oh, he doesn't hit.
So that'll be 16 points of slashing damage,
Okay, 16.
32 points of radiant damage.
Oh my god.
My d8 kind of went crazy.
He's going to have to roll a constitution saving throw, which he's got great constitution, but he can't make it to the carrots because you guys are now leaving immediately.
Ray, could you please make a DC 16 dexterity saving throw?
Oh, I have to do that too, yeah. Yeah. Dex save first. Believe it or not, he doesn't have the best dex in the world. He rolled a natural 13 for a 15 total.
He is stunned
So
till the end of his next turn.
he will not be able to move in this situation. He has to roll a con save just due to the amount of HP that you took from him, which he is proficient in. That is, oh my God. That is a natural 5. So I'm gonna say, yeah, like I'm gonna roll on this table here.
He's kind of fucked.
No, you guys are giving it to him for sure. The third brother is gonna have to come in clutch because you guys are giving him the business right now. Yeah, Isaiah, you're fucking him up. He can't even take a turn. He's stunned. So this is during his turn. This is during his turn. This is terrible. You ruined this whole encounter because of the things I gave you, which is how D&D works. Oh man, you've ruined my whole plan altogether. I hate you. But that's why we play. That's why we play. I had this whole thing about 3 rabbit brothers coming over here giving you the business, and now you fucking shit on the first one. You cut his ears off.
Systematically beat the bricks off all of them.
I'm rolling extra damage for this brother because he failed this save so badly. He's just going to take he's gonna take psychic damage to his ego. That's what he's gonna do. He literally cannot fathom that you guys are capable. This random fucking guy from Jabaxi is capable of doing this shit to him. He takes 12 points of psychic damage for free. Yeah, he looks pretty messed up now. He looks real messed up. You guys have given him the business. His cell phone is still buzzing as you are immediately transported to another place. Isaiah, you seem to be in some type of armory at this point. It's odd because it's a strange mix of Jabaxi architecture mixed in with natural growth of trees that don't quite claim themselves to be native to the Jabaxi plane itself. And you're beginning to wonder if you are in the spiritual plane or the material plane at this moment in time, just due to you being outside before. So you look around, mixed up amongst these Jabaxi Fey-ish, like, armor sets that are in mannequins and dummies. There's weapons all around. You seem to be in the middle of what seems to be a dummy training grounds right now. There are some rabbits here as well, but nowhere near as many. You see what seems to be an archway that is some type of oiled maple wood that rises to be about 12 feet in height with a red gem at the very top and a dull blue gem. That is the only thing that catches your eye immediately. But Isaiah, you took his turn away from him. I don't know what to do in this situation besides Mowgli going over to... Oh no, Mowgli doesn't do it. It's the old woman's turn at this point in time. The old woman is going to tap you on the shoulder while invisible, Isaiah, and she's going to say, I don't think he's swallowed something himself either, but we could try. Or we could just pull his pants down around his ankles and push him over. What do we do?
How bad of condition does this brother look like?
He looks to be over half health gone. Not quite death's door like his little brother was, but he looks pretty rough.
Okay.
Containing him in primordial web, he's screaming at you with the top of his lungs and then passing out from his lack of oxygen.
Oh man, yeah.
Unable to do anything. Mm.
Uh, I just look at the invisible woman. You know, I just sense her presence, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, let's just give this man the business.
All right. She's gonna walk up to him and reveal herself. She's going to cast inflict wounds on him with advantage.
Do it.
And
Do the damage, all of it.
that's going to hit. Sadly, it's not a crit, but you know, you can't always win. Uh, I don't have that many dice on me at this moment in time. It's 3d10. I'll just roll this one twice. Uh, oh, very nice. Oh, it's going to be a higher level too. Okay. Okay. Yep, she casts inflict wounds on him, and it does a decent amount of damage as you see Nature's Wrath just go up and down, electrocuting him, showing off his cartoon skeleton on the inside, and basically giving you the idea of looking through a TSA X-ray screen of everything he has, and you could just swear that he has a BBL.
I thought you were about to say he has a gem inside his stomach, and I'm like, oh, we got to get in again, but no, he's just SZA.
hmm hmm
Oh man,
That is going to end her turn. In which case, shit,
is it back to me?
it goes back to you, yeah. And he can't answer his cell phone.
I'm gonna take 2 attacks with a erect penis now that I know he has a BBL.
Yeah, yeah. All right, go ahead.
Um, no, would you say it's a free action or not a free action to get the cell phone out of his pocket?
I will say, I believe rules is written. They just say there's small object interactions when it comes to movement, or free object interaction when it comes to movement. I would say that due to his shorts just being as tight as they are, roll me sleight of hand to see if you can slip your hand in there
Mm-hmm.
without
All right.
making it at least a bonus action.
Okay. Uh, eh, that's a 12 total.
12 total, good enough. Yeah, you're able to get the cell phone out uh, without expending any actions.
I answer the phone.
Oh my god!
I
You
say
answer the
once
phone.
again, he's not answering.
You just hear a click. That's it.
I drop the acorn, I stomp on it, and I make my 2
Okay.
attacks.
Go ahead, make him with advantage. He's stunned.
Okay, that's going to be an 18 on the first one,
Okay.
and a 23 on the second one. 2d6, or not 2d10.
You could end it here.
2d10. That's going to be 18 points total of slashing damage.
For both attacks?
Yep, yep. I got a 10 and a 2, and it's a +6, so 18 points of slashing damage.
This big boy is at your mercy. What do you want to do to him?
In one quick, fast, well, one. I'll get obviously 1 attack, so I'm gonna do one spinning attack across his torso, and as I'm mid twirl, I circle around him almost like a ballerina, and in a clean arc, I cut the bunny's tail off
Oh,
for non-lethal damage.
okay. You cut the bunny's tail off. He straightens, breaking through the primordial web just through the sheer shock of it, and falls to the ground. He is unconscious. That gives you. I'm gonna roll a d4. You You see the gate at the end of the hall. The red gem on it begins to glow, and a pulse happens, very similar to the ones that you felt with the rabbit. You have a few minutes, I'm gonna say, before he shows up. He's gonna take 3 rounds to show up. The
I'm going.
final brother.
I'm going to investigate the room to see if there's anything of loot, particularly anything that'll help with healing.
Roll me an investigation check. I'll say roll it with advantage because Mowgli's gonna help you.
Okay. That'll be a 14 total.
14 total. Isaiah, I will say that amongst these interesting, beautiful fusions of Feywild and Jabaxi nature, which you've never even heard of, there was not much speaking of the Feywild. You didn't even think that the Feywild could cohabitate in Jabaxi, but there seems to be some type of a trace of that culture, seemingly long abandoned here. Isaiah, you are able to not find necessarily a potion of some kind, but you find something that gives you the idea that it has a healing nature to it. You walk over to a bin as you wait for this portal to stop pulsing. You pull out this canteen that seems to be the only one that has any type of integrity left to it. Inside looks to be almost a sizzling blue liquid. You take a sip of it, and wow, it tastes very good.
I'm gonna sip on that gin and juice, Ray.
Roll me.
Is this where you pull out your wild magic table?
No,
Okay, good.
no, we ain't that wild right now. Roll me 4d8 plus 4.
All right, 4d8 plus 4. Oh. Okay. So that'll be 21 plus 4, so 25.
25 points of healing to you, Isaiah. Looks like you have maybe 3 swigs or so left inside of this little canteen.
Okay, I think I'll take the potion of heroism that I had that was now empty. I'm gonna put the remaining swigs in that vial.
Okay, that works.
Okay. What would that
Uh,
count as? I don't know how you would equate the remaining swigs left in terms. Is it the same value as a potion of healing, kind of, or
you
greater healing or
you
lesser?
would do. I'm gonna give you basically 3 charges of 4d8 plus 4 healing.
Okay.
Uh, Isaiah, with your investigation check, you were able to find something of interest with your 14.
Okay.
You find something that is just most blatantly Jabaxi in nature.
Hookers.
You find a set of stone-looking armor. I shouldn't say set that frequently or that liberally.
Be careful. Be
You find
careful.
a set, and his cock is out.
Oh,
And he's staring right at you.
I'm stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. Oh man. Thank God no one listens to this.
Yeah, thank God. Oh boy. A set of stone-looking armor, very simple, rudimentary, to the point, quality-looking armor. Amongst them is 2 very stylish-looking, grayish, clay-looking gauntlets. One of them has a gem socketed right in the fist that looks exactly like the gem that you have, and the right gauntlet is missing its own gem.
Ray, why are you having me collect infinity stones right now? Alright. I will get these gauntlets, and I'm going to insert the gem in the gauntlets, because I'm excited. I'm interested.
You take the gauntlets, don them yourself, and you put the stone in. For a split second, you're back in the plane with Neath, looking back at her, and then you're back where you were. Your strength increases to 19 as you have gauntlets of ogre strength now.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay.
You will be automatically attuned to them as well. These are the gauntlets of Geb.
Gauntlets of Ogre Power. Yep, add them. Equipment. Let's see. Okay, so maybe I have to refresh my D&D Beyond page because it didn't change my strength score.
They do require attunement, so you might have to attune to them.
Yeah, they're in the attunement slot right now. They just don't. They're not doing anything. Hang on. Unequip.
Interesting.
Equip. Attune. I'm just gonna override my score, I guess. Okay. Okay. The deed is done. And now I'm goated with the sauce. Okay, so I have remaining few minutes left, so I will take the gem that was flashing above the door.
The gem is very much so locked into this, we'll say, arcane gate.
Okay.
It's. I'll say, how do you want to take it?
I'll say I'm putting some mileage on the gauntlets of Geb that I just got. So I'm gonna try to, for better lack of painting a picture, pretend the door is vision right now, and that's how I'm getting it.
Okay. So you're using your hands. All right. Which one are you grabbing? The red gem or the blue gem?
Which pill did Neo take? The blue one? I'm taking the blue one.
Okay. You pull. Okay. You pull the blue gem. This is not how this was gonna go, but all right. Roll me an athletics check to see if you can grab this bad boy.
Fuck, 12 total.
I'll say Mowgli gives you advantage.
Mowgli, lift me up!
He will.
So the first roll was an 8, the second roll was a 2, so yeah.
Okay.
Mowgli, put me down! I'm ashamed!
12 total. Not quite. You grab the gem. It's cold in nature. Odd, but noted.
I'll try to grab the
Isaiah.
red one.
Okay, roll me an athletics check.
Alright. If this kills me, we had a good run.
Yeah.
Still dog shit. 10 total.
10 total. This one is not in contrast insanely hot compared to the cold one, but far warmer. You are unable to get it free. It is way too ironclad, and the moment you try to pull on it, it seems like the roots of this wooden gate just wrap around it even more tightly and threaten to squeeze your fingers from your hand itself. So you think it's best not to do that to an active stone at this moment in time. Isaiah, the gate flashes for a split second. You are pushed back. Walking through is a being that you have seen before, but not for a very long time. When you were climbing the hill of Romy back in the day, you came across a cave of gorgons.
God
that
damn it.
were near the peak. And staving them off from his allies, specifically the ones at the top, not you guys, was a samurai of sorts, a samurai rabbit that you immediately recognize as he was touting about 7 katanas on his belt. He pushes himself through wearing a yellow robe, black pants, with what seems to be sunflowers all over his robe and kimono. At this point, it's been years. He has a long rabbit beard, classic rabbit buck teeth, and you see him take his little acorn and just push the stem down as he's resting his wrist upon all of his blades. Stepping through, he looks at you and raises an eyebrow. Do I know you? You look familiar.
I know you. Once from a bygone era.
Looks down at his brother, tailless. Looks at you, wearing the tail on your head. No, just kidding. Uh, he's gonna roll an insight check. Natural 19. They're alive.
They are indeed.
Do I have you to thank for his maiming?
Yes.
But not his death.
Yes.
Then I will repay you in kind. He begins to draw 2 katanas at once. Do you have your weapon drawn?
As my Sekiro music starts to get queued up, I will be um hang on here. There is no Sekiro soundtrack. I believe.
I'm going
Actually,
Divine Dragon. OST.
oh, you're going to Divine Dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder what's better, though. Nonetheless, I must roll initiative for him.
All right. I will. This is how I fucking introduce myself. I don't have a cape that billows in the wind, and we're not even in a place where wind would necessarily billow. But imagine that I had a cape and it's billowing in the wind,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I am just looking super badass, and I'm gonna fuck with him a little bit, and I am going to draw my sword of the web weaver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to wield it in one hand.
Oh.
And in the other hand, I will be wielding the carrot blade.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
So, Raymond, if you'd like to tell me what item that is so I can add it to my inventory.
It's not an item I have made right now, but I'm going to say that it is going to be considered a short sword. And you can wield it in your offhand.
Does the short sword have any special properties to it?
You're going to roll 2d6 for it instead of 1.
Okay. Then I will add a basic short sword into my equipment, and we'll count it as 2d6.
He sees you with his little brother's short sword, raises an eyebrow, and he is going to. He's going to go. I've already rolled initiative for him.
He goes first. I have a 6, so I'm
He
sure he goes
does.
first.
He definitely does go first. He rolled an 18 on the die. Uh, he's going to sheathe one of his blades. Actually, no. He's going to sheathe all of his blades. And he actually hovers his hand over an orange blade, which you can imagine its content.
No.
Widens his stance, and he begins to Eido draw on you. He's going to hold his action.
I am going to cast. Hang on, hang on. Is
hold
everyone
on.
respecting the
Yep.
1v1 right now?
I should say, like, we did technically conclude initiative for a bit, so I will re-roll for the homies as well.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I'm like, I know I got a 6, so I feel like
Okay.
statistically it's someone else's turn, but I don't know if they're respecting the 1v1.
Isaiah, Mowgli rolled a 19 on the die. That will not beat the. That will not beat. You do. This rabbit did introduce himself to you once. His name is Lloyd. It will not beat Lloyd's initiative. It's still pretty high, but he will go before you. The old woman actually rolled a natural 1, so she will go after you, which is good actually. Mowgli wants to know what you want him to do. Isaiah, I feel like, in terms of storytelling, I can't attack first. He's so fucking cool.
Mowgli. If it looks bad,
There's tears streaming down his face. What do I do, Isaiah? Do I hit him?
Mowgli, you shall wait until my last breath until you attack.
Okay.
Um,
He's gonna hold an action for a while.
okay. Give me a second. Yes, so it's my turn.
It's your turn.
I'm going to look at him and I'm going to channel the gods themselves,
Oh.
Horus and Osiris, to grant me strength as I bonus action cast Shield of Faith and take 10 steps forward closer to him
Good move. Good move.
as I ready in action.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You're not even gonna do anything? Alright, cool. You take 10 steps close to him. The old woman, she is going to. Oh boy. She's gonna back up. She's gonna prepare her own action. We're all just preparing actions. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, good. Good.
Lloyd, however, is done waiting, and he is going to strike forward. You didn't take his bait, so he is going to do what he's going to do. Uh, he tries to make an attack on you, Isaiah.
He will. My action will be the dodge action.
Okay. Then he will roll this with disadvantage. A natural 1 and a 2. Believe it or not.
Oh my gosh.
He takes his strike. Isaiah, he strikes very fast and you are able to catch him off guard with the shape of your khopesh, not something he's ever had to deal with before. So you're able to angle it in the way, and it just completely streaks over you as you see this orange katana just cause sparks off of your own khopesh of divine and Feywild nature. He is going to take his other 2 attacks on you with disadvantage. That is a natural 10 and a 4, and that is going to miss.
Wait, why does he get 2 attacks? Like 2 rolls?
He's rolling with disadvantage
Oh yeah. Okay.
because
Duh.
you took the dodge action.
Duh. Stupid ass me. Anyways.
And he's going to take one more attack. Natural 2 and a 9. You have taken all 3 of his attacks. He is going to mark you as his opponent with his bonus action.
He's gonna what?
He's going to mark you as his opponent. Don't worry about it. He smirks. Impressed with your skill. I understand why they fell to you now. His blade is no longer Iaido holstered anymore. He holds it before his chin like Qui-Gon would. It is your turn, Isaiah.
I will take my first attack.
All right.
With the Stinger of the Web Weaver. That is going to be a 19.
19 would have hit. He is going to parry that attack. Raises AC for this one attack by 5.
Thankfully, I drank a potion of heroism, which grants me the properties of Bless, where I can add an additional D4 to my
Okay.
rolls.
Okay. Roll your D4.
That is a 4 on the D4 for a now 18 for a 23 total.
23 total. That will hit. What an epic moment where he manages to parry your blade, and with that bless, you're able to force past his own strike.
Gods themselves were like, nah, buddy, we're getting through. We're getting through. And then, as I step closer to close the distance, I'm going to take a quick swipe at him with the carrot blade.
Okay. Roll to hit.
That is going to be a 12 total, and I don't think a perfect roll on Bless would get me a hit, so...
It will not.
Yep, so I will take the L, but I still have damage to roll, so that's going to be
You
a
do.
D8.
That's exciting.
That is going to be 12 points of slashing damage.
12 points of slashing damage. You force your way past his guard. He stands his ground, only faltering for a split second as you slash him down his torso, cleaving his nice yellow kimono. He looks at you with a slight glare of anger, and he says, Faden Ward, you were the last person to see Faden Ward. It was you, my friend and ally. I remember you. Do you have anything left for your turn that you would like to do?
No, I welcome conflict.
All right. He is going to take his legendary action now.
He will try.
He will take one attack upon you. You are no longer dodging. That's going to be a 19 total to hit.
That will hit.
He is currently using the orange katana because you are wielding one of his brother's blades, and he feels like that is inappropriate.
I can see how he may think that.
Oh, you were not affected by that kind of damage. He is going to do 8 points of slashing damage to you, and he would have done some poison damage, but you are actually immune to poison damage.
Yep. So get fucked, respectfully.
The carrot blade has proven to be ineffective against you, so he is going to reconsider his options. After that, that was your turn. Mowgli, you told Mowgli to wait until your dying breath, and he is tied to you. He cannot break his autonomy in this situation. So he is going to keep holding his turn, which is going to give him. Well, no, he wouldn't go anyways. It would be Lloyd's turn. So Lloyd is going to make his 3 attacks on you, Isaiah.
He will.
One of these will be a disarming strike. You said you're wielding your Kopesh in one hand, correct?
Yes, I am.
So roll me a contested athletics check.
Gosh, that was not great. That's gonna be a
Ooh.
9.
Well, 9 total.
9 total, and if I have
Damn.
to, I will burn a bless roll.
He rolled a 7 on the die for with athletics. He doesn't have great athletics. He's a dex-based guy. So that is going to be an 11 total with his proficiency.
Oh my
So
gosh.
you might want to roll your
I'm
bless.
gonna roll the bless. Fuck. A natural 1 on the d4. So that's gonna
Okay.
be a 10 total, and I bet I'm disarmed.
Your Kopesh goes scattering to your feet. He's going to take his other 2 attacks on you. Natural 17 on the die. Natural 18 on the die. I didn't say he changed his blade, so I'm going to keep going with this d10 of damage and nothing else to it.
The 17 will not hit.
A 17 on the die.
Oh,
So
fuck. Fuck.
I'm not going to give away his ads yet.
Coward. But I get it.
Uh, 9 points of slashing damage, and ooh, that's big. That's going to be 14 points of slashing damage as
So 9
well.
and
So
14.
9 and 14.
So 23. Okay.
I'm going to say he's going to kick your blade away with a free action, stepping on it. Mowgli is antsy at this moment in time.
I can see why he would do that. As soon as he kicks the blade away, I will reach out for the blade as if I'm like, what the fuck, man, I want the blade back. But it's actually a pump fake. I reach my hand out to create a
Oh.
glyph and cast Hold Person on him.
Okay. What's the DC?
A Wisdom 15.
Wisdom 15. Let me see here. He's fighter in base. I don't think he has. That's going to be a 14 total.
He is
So
now paralyzed. And
he is paralyzed.
I will walk up to him and I will whisper in his ears,
Massive as they are.
I spared them, but for you I may reconsider. And I walk behind him and I grab my Kopesh again.
Ooh.
And I take a swig out of my magical little vial that I just got from the canteen to heal for 4d8.
Okay.
And that will be my turn. So he can re-roll the wisdom save to see if he breaks free or if he's locked up for his turn.
Natural 18 on the die. For a 19. So he
So
breaks
is
free at the end of his turn, I imagine.
Yeah, it'll probably. Well, let me see. At the end of each of its turns. Yep.
Okay. Then
So it'll be
that will
back to
take
my
his
turn.
turn. Back to your turn.
Still wielding the Kopesh with one hand, I will take an attack on him. And first attack again with the Kopesh. That is really bad. That's a 12 total. And then the second attack going to be with the Carrot Blade.
Okay.
That's going to be a 17 total.
Okay.
And if I need to burn a bless, I shall.
I'm gonna say yeah. He's gonna parry that one. Roll your bless.
Yeah, not great. So that's going to be 18 total.
Yep, he will be able to deflect that one attack.
Okay, then that'll end my turn.
All right. You have proven that you mean business. Faden Ward, what did you do to my friend? He was to change this world for the better, and he's going to draw a different katana. I'm going to roll a d8 to see which element it'll have. That will be the fire one. He draws his red katana. He has to use an attack to draw another one, so he's just going to make 2 attacks with this katana as it is.
Wow, what a bad deal.
Yeah, that's how he works. That's not going to hit. A natural 4 on the die. So he takes one more attack and a natural 2. Wow. Okay. You have upset him a little bit as he begins to remember who you are. Faden Ward was to raise the serpents. He was to bring the worlds together, and you stopped him, didn't you?
I'll
His
show
iron
him.
clashes with yours.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I'll extend my arm that's wielding the Kopesh, and I'll show him the tattoo of the angel eyes that I got, and I say, "Ask the angel eyes where he is. I had nothing to do with it." And with my other arm, I'll try to blindside him and try to cut him with the carrot blade.
Okay, roll to hit.
Fuck, these are some dog shit rolls, man. That's an 11 total.
Yeah,
And so with that, now I'll bring back the Kopesh and I'll bring that down. Oh, finally, some delicious fucking rolls. That's going to be a 28 total.
28 total will definitely hit.
Um, and so that'll be a D8. A D8. Plus 5 is going to be 11 points of slashing damage total.
Okay, 11.
Uh, and that'll be it for my turn.
All right. The old woman has been watching idly by. She is quite entranced by your ability to combat the Rabbit Brothers. Lloyd considers your answer for a moment. Rolls insight. Natural 19. Finds your words to be true. His grimace fades a bit. Oh god, I said grimace. Oh. Set and grimace. That's the real
You've
big
said
bad.
set, grimace. You are like you've just been taunting like pop culture candy men.
Oh god. Oh god.
You're not sleeping well tonight, Ray. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not. Even though it's my day off tomorrow, I won't. I'll be up all night. Working on my one shot, changing it so that Grimace is the main villain.
Pause. It was never about you. You drank a milkshake. Oh
This
man.
whole time. Grimace killed your brother.
Yep.
That's Greg's full name, Grimace. Uh, yeah. Lloyd is going to consider your answer. His mood lightens a little bit. He's going to... Actually, he's going to use a legendary act at the end of your turn to strike out at you. That's not going to hit. I'm rolling terribly. I just rolled a 4 again. But he is going to draw a second katana. I have to roll a d8, ignoring the one I already rolled. 7. Okay. Lloyd draws what seems to be a silver katana that almost booms when it's pulled from the sheath. You get the feeling that this one does thunder damage.
Okay.
So he pairs them both and crosses them in almost a arcing, forward-facing cross, almost like a scissor position towards you, Isaiah. And he is going to make 2 main attacks and then an offhand attack for his bonus action.
Doesn't it cost an? Oh, he has an offhand attack as a bonus action.
He does. He won't. He does have 2 weapon fighting. So
You made this man broken.
yeah, he's a wild guy. He's a wild guy. So he's going to take his 3 attacks on you. He will not add his modifier for his offhand attack, as he does not often do this. That is going to be a 21 total.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 18.
Meets beats.
Okay. And the third one, oh, that's a 16 on the die. Okay. So, it's a lot of damage dice. D10. That is 19 points of damage for first strike. 8 points of slashing. 3 points of fire. So 11 more.
11 more. Oh,
11 more on that.
You added 8 and 3.
Yep.
Okay.
And once again, 11 more points of damage after that.
Okay.
He takes his 3 slashes on you, leaving elemental marks upon you, and I want you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Damn, that's only.
He has
4.
marked you. Oh my god. He has marked you as his opponent. These elemental marks upon you begin to glow with a surge of power. Isaiah, it feels like they might explode upon you.
Interesting. Interesting. That's not what I would call cash money.
It is the end of his turn, as he slashes you 3 times rapidly, leaving elemental marks upon you that have had an effect that the carrot blade did not.
If that's the case, would it be Mowgli's turn in the initiative order before me?
It would be if you wish for him to act, and he is, at this point in time, chomping at the bit and freaking out over how much damage you've taken.
I would look at Mowgli and I would say, Mowgli, block him in.
Mowgli absolutely is going to get in between him and whatever is behind him. You guys are still fighting in this training ground, so I'm going to say that there's a dummy between No, there's no dummy between them. Mowgli's going to squeeze in between him and the dummy, and he's going to take his 2 attacks.
Oh, I don't even want him to take 2 attacks yet. I'm
No?
not on my dying
Okay.
breath. I just want him to stand right behind. Um,
Okay.
I just, what do they call that in basketball? Whatever the fuck they call that.
Screen.
Yeah, a screen. I want him to be an 8 foot tall blonde screen.
All right,
Um,
he's screening him.
I'm going to take another swig of that magical juice for 4d8. Let me get the d8. I'm going to prepare for this explosion emotionally. So that's going to be 20 HP.
20 HP, that's good.
That's something. And I'm going to run up to Lloyd and give him a big bear hug as I anticipate the explosion. I'd like to make a
Okay.
grapple check.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Make a contested athletics check, and you have very good athletics now.
Is it at advantage since I have a blonde screen behind him?
I will say, since Mowgli didn't take an action, he is going to give you the help action.
Okay.
So you make it with advantage.
Wow.
Oh,
My largest roll is a 7
okay, yeah.
for an
Lloyd,
11.
yeah, Lloyd is gonna be that for sure. Um, he sees Mowgli make a screen on him. He is going to take a legendary action to take a strike at Mowgli as soon as he comes into range. It's not going to hit. Mowgli wraps his arm around him, giving you the help action. You make your grappling check on him. He's more slippery than you thought. He does have what seems to be experience in situations like this. He kicks you off, but you have another attack.
Okay. Then I'm going to try to grapple again. I'm committed to the plan.
Okay.
That is going to be a 14 total now.
14 total. He's going to make his roll. Nat 1.
Fuck yes.
Okay. So you grab him. You feel these slash marks on you, these elemental slash marks pulsating with a power that is about to, quite frankly, erupt. And Lloyd sees you recognize this, and he did not anticipate this strategy. I don't think anyone has ever in his life done this to him. And he is going to have to make a deck save, as at the end of your turn, Isaiah, you explode with 2d6 fire damage and 1d6 thunder damage. So that low rolls, but that's 3 fire damage, and that's cocked, 3 thunder damage. So it's not much. Lloyd rolling his deck save. He's grappled, correct?
Yep.
Does that impact deck saves? I feel like it does. I have to look it up. Conditions, grappled. Oh no, it doesn't do anything besides make their speed 0. That's restrained. So he is going to just make his deck save. Straight roll. Natural 4. That's not going to be enough, even with his amazing dex. He's going to take all of that damage. I'm going to mark that down. He's starting to look a little hurt. Just a little hurt.
Good. It's just the start.
He's not bad, but he's starting to feel this a little bit more. The old woman, seeing Mowgli getting into this situation, she's like, you hear her call out, "Get, is it time? Is it time?"
I'm not on my dying breath. I just needed a little bit of backup.
Oh, okay. she rests. uh, that is gonna be back to his turn. Lloyd doesn't like this. Your elemental marks go away, but He is currently grappled, and he is not in good position at all. So, geez, does he have anything that he can use besides killing people? Um, doesn't really look like it. So he is going to take his time to take his strikes on you, Isaiah.
Are they at
All
disadvantage?
I don't believe so, unless there's a reason.
He's grappled.
I don't think grapple entails any disadvantage upon him. Just makes his speed 0. Mind you, if you were to step away, he probably wouldn't be able to reach you, but you're right up on him. So, fighting between you and Mowgli, he is going to take his attacks. Oh, that is a nat 20, which I have to begin rolling the damage for immediately because I'm not going to just roll all these attacks. Okay, writing these down. That is a 6, so 9. Be 13 points of slashing damage, 7 points of fire damage. Rolls again, nat 1. All right,
We take those.
he rolls a nat 1 for his second attack. He rolls a nat 3 for his third attack. And he is going to roll his offhand attack as well. And that's going to be a natural 19 to hit. So at least that one gets a landing here. He's fighting tooth and nail to get you down. That is going to be 8 points of slashing damage and 6 points of thunder damage.
What's the total of all that?
Oh boy.
8, 6, 14 plus 13?
8, 6, 14, 13.
Is it 27? Or no?
27 points, I believe,
Alright.
for the 14 and 13.
Okay.
Still doing good? Well, still up? Still up?
Threading the needle.
Okay,
Threading the
that's what
needle.
matters. You just got to be up. So, give me a con save.
Okay. That'll be a 12 total.
12 total. That is not going to be enough. He is going to mark you with 2 more elemental strikes, 1 fire, 1 thunder. However, he realizes that in this situation it's not looking too good. He could have increased the damage if he had slashed you more, but he once again did not. That is going to make it the old woman's turn. She is going to... Yeah, she can't really... Jeez. Are you Are you sure? Wait, no, it's not her turn, is it? It was his turn just now. Why don't
Yes.
I have the order in front of me?
So it'd be
So it's
Mowgli's?
Mowgli's turn. Yeah, it's Mowgli's turn. Mowgli is not grappling him, so he is going to take his time to heal you.
Thanks, Mowgli.
He got buffed due to his upgrade. He is going to heal you for 16 points
That's all I needed.
as he lays hands on you. You see him wanting to take a bite out of the carrot blade for a split second when he puts his hands on you, but he restrains himself. That is going to be his... He has enough movement to get back into range, so he's going to give you more flanking again.
Okay. Then in that...
And that's going to be his turn. Lloyd is going to take... He got his legendary action back. He's going to take another strike on you. Natural 5. Miss.
Okay. Then I will be. I'm gonna take another swig. I don't know if you said I get 3 charges or 4 charges, but this is my
You
third one.
you get 3, so this is gonna empty it.
Yep, I'm emptying the tankard. Oops. Dropped one of the guys. Give me that. Give me that. Okay, so that's. It's gonna be an additional 23 points.
23 points of healing. All right.
Yep, and I look at Lloyd and I just, as I've fought a whole fucking family. I'm like, man, I don't know what's more of a nuisance. 4 Gibraltar brothers or this fucking rabbit family. I don't know. Um, okay. And there's not 4 of them. There's 3 of them. But in any case, well, rest in peace, the 4th one.
Damn.
Uh, but I'm like, Lloyd, out of respect for you, I've kept this fair, but this has gone long enough. I put away the carrot blade, 2 hands on the stinger of the web weaver, and I'm making my 2 attacks.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Oh, that'll hit. Actually, he is gonna try to parry that.
Then I will use my last bless to try to amplify the strike. It's going to be a 24 total.
That'll hit.
And then my second one, a natural 20.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna hit.
And I'm going to burn my last second level spell slot to use Divine Smite.
All right.
As I've used all 3 of my second level spell slots on nat 20s to cast Divine Smite. So let me get 3d10 and let me get 6d8s. So that's going to be 21 points of slashing damage.
Oh my lord.
Holy shit, these are some pretty fantastic rolls. 33 points of radiant damage. And
Oh my
I
God.
would like Lloyd to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh yeah, he does have to do that. He's got a great dex. All right. So that's gonna be a 17 total.
So he does make it. Oh, and I get an extra hit die for force damage.
Yep. Oh
Um,
jeez, he's got to roll a con save now.
That's going to be an additional 7 points of force damage.
How much was that you said?
7 points at the end.
You did so much damage to him. It's honestly insane. You had barely really touched him before that, and then you did this.
And then I fondled him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great. Once again, Isaiah,
I kept it respectful, and then you're like, yeah, so this character gets 4 attacks in a single turn, and
Yep.
also multiple katanas, and they have runes that blow up every once in a while.
Yep. Speaking of that, Isaiah, I have to roll a con save for him, and I rolled a nat 1.
Yikes.
So the moment that happened, Isaiah, you hit him, slashing him so hard that you shattered once again this glass-like environment that seems to defy all logic, and you form up in what seems to be the top of the structure, with a nice, beautiful garden and courtyard. There are a very large number of rabbits up here, and you see Amun Ra, or I should say Amun, to be specific, as you teleport, instantly render Lloyd unconscious due to that nat one, and your elemental markings, you are dropped as his opponent, so the markings wear away on you. And he's simply I mean, I can't even say that he's going to make the dex save. I'm going to just retcon that altogether because he loses consciousness as you strike him down, quite frankly, across the chest. Up above, you see Amun Ra seem to be working on something ritualistic, and suddenly you appear before him with the old woman, Mowgli, and Lloyd before I'll just say you land in a pile of flowers, more or less. Um, and Amun Ra, quite frankly, flinches, stops what he's doing, and just looks at you, Isaiah, and he's like, "Well, you certainly make an entrance, Isaiah. We have to stop meeting like this. Uh, and you we're out of initiative at this point in time, Isaiah.
Man, I don't know if I want to do it, but I just want to. I kind of want to do it. And well, let's see how this goes. I'll approach Lloyd.
Unconscious, stooped down, sitting on his butt, basically, as if he's been defeated.
Oh, he's
Which he has.
unconscious.
Oh, he's unconscious. He had a con save. He rolled a 1, a natural 1. He failed.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, for the sake of the Trinity, I have to do it. So for the first brother, I made sure to remove the ears, and for the second brother, I made sure to remove his tail. But for Lloyd, I'm taking a rabbit's foot.
Oh my god.
And so with the Kopesh and one clean strike, the foot is removed.
Okay. Isaiah, you have what is almost like a he's a long gangly guy. It's almost like a whole foot long foot, rabbit foot.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. But you have it now. He is a white rabbit in a yellow robe covered in red at this point in time.
I will.
That is going to be 2 death save fails for him, however, and
I will put the carrot blade on his person and lay on hands 1 HP to him.
okay. I'll ask you if you want him to be conscious or not.
He can be conscious.
Okay. You render him awake. He seems to be dazed initially, and then he comes to and reaches for his katanas again, but winces in pain as he tries to get himself back on his feet and looks down at his foot, seeing it gone, he looks at you. He seems to have a slight look of shame upon himself, and then a look of determination as he undoes his waistband, dropping his belt. All his katanas clatter to the side beside him, and he takes a seated position and sits proudly.
I
He
will.
will drape his ears forward and show his neck.
I will approach him. I'll set a hand on his shoulder in sadness and say, "Understand, Lloyd, that everything today could have been prevented if you had led with a peaceful solution. What happened to me in the Angel Eyes was very unfortunate in a situation that I was certainly not proud of, and not one that I look back fondly, as that was uh, one of the reasons, if not the biggest reason, as to why I'm here today. I don't know where Faden is, and I wish he was back so that he could change the world. But what happened to Faden and you taking that the way it is led to this with your brothers. And for that, I am sorry. If you so desire to have the honorable way out, I will grant you that wish.
You see Lloyd look up at you. Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, that's going to be a 21 total.
21 total. If he could stand, he would. But Lloyd simply looks at you and he says, "There is no land or place in this world where you can decide to maim one's brothers and simply decide to walk away. I did not take the Jabaxis as kin cowards. You have tricked me once and defeated me once. If we meet again, I assure you, one of us will not be walking away." And he starts limping away, and he says, "The irony is not lost upon me." And he picks up his katanas. Amun Ra just kind of yells out, "Sorry, Lloyd."
Oh man, when you get got, you got.
Yeah, he shakes his head. He's like, "These crazy rabbits, they they take things far too seriously. Um, Madame Laveau, why are you here?" And you see the old woman, she drops the hood and she takes a long look at Amun and she says, "Oh, Amun, it's been so long, I have forgotten what you looked like. I felt this boy's radiant feel, and I thought he was you." He. Who is. No. I apologize. I have taken refuge in this temple of safety. We will speak upon it when you have time, Amun-Ra. Who are you, young man? And she'll approach you, Isaiah.
My
Surely
name
you are
is.
a god.
No. My name is Isaiah, and I am but simply a wanderer seeking to make peace with myself.
She puts a hand out to shake yours,
I will
and
shake her hand.
you shake her hand. It feels brittle. It feels like almost as if it's made of twigs. It's so brittle. She smells a bit like a fall breeze. The stink of leaves is prevalent upon her, and it almost makes you want to sneeze if you had allergies. However, you are Isaiah, and your feelings have returned, but you are still undead. Some things are better left for the living only. Uh, she looks at you, and her eyes glaze over for a split second in time with some type of green power, and she looks at you with absolute wonder. The things you have seen. The Ifilnari, Storm Herald, the Echo Knight. You have met all of them. You you have met the bird. And she taps you on the chest. The bird.
Yes, yes, I have met the bird.
You'll see her take out what looks to be this type of hollowed out piece of wood on a string. She begins to swing it, and it's revealed to be a whistle. And as she spins this whistle, you see distantly the rabbits begin to scatter, and across the air, you see a bird upon the horizon making its way over, and it proves itself to grow larger and larger as it grows nearer. And Isaiah, as soon as it gets close enough, it looks to be a raven with about a 30-foot wingspan that lands right before you. And Amun-Ra just kind of looks, and he's like, "Oh, okay. We'll just you can just invite whoever you wish here, Luvo. My place is yours." This bird, flecked with ever so slight green specks amongst the edges of its wings, looks at you, Isaiah, quizzically.
Can I make an insight check to see if I've met this bird?
Roll me an insight check.
Okay, that's natural 12 for a 17.
Natural 12 for a 17 is real good. Um, you look at this bird. You would remember meeting a bird of this size before. You put your hand on this bird, and you feel a sense of familiarity and a very calm, trusting sense. And the moment you do that, it shrinks down to about, we'll say, the size of an average raven. And it just kind of rests on your forearm, on your new gauntlet of Geb. You can't claim to have any knowledge of this bird, but it still feels so familiar to you.
Am I just racist and thinking Tink?
You say tink, and it flaps its wings very quickly.
Oh.
Then it goes back to being a raven for a bit.
I would look at the bird. I would look closely at it. Is there any jets of green in the plumage?
Looking at it, now that it's shrinked just ever so slightly, you feel something, Isaiah. Your channel divinity goes off. You feel Horus's presence. And a word comes to mind. Redemption. And you see green streaks amongst its feathers.
Oh.
Madame Laveau looks at you with a devious smile as she nods towards Amun Ra and leaves you to your friend. And Mowgli approaches and he just kind of takes a claw and like pokes at it. Isaiah, I I don't want to be that guy, but that's not Tink. No, I remember Tink. I don't wanna call you out on social media or anything, but if you make comments like that in the presence of the wrong people, that could be taken very poorly.
Well, Mowgli, who do you think this is? How many black bird feathered people do you think we've met?
Mowgli begins sweating profusely, even though he's a bear and cannot sweat. He finds a way. Uh, for the sake of it, I'm going to make him roll history. That is a nat 2. Mowgli looks around. I'm just iterating what I've heard people say. uh, I don't know what social media is.
God
Um,
damn it. Oh.
he'll back off. He'll back off. You look at this little bird. He looks at you with the madness that was the artificer Tink in a past life, you feel. And Horus has saw fit to give our friend another chance.
Interesting. Interesting. I would I would scratch the bird's beak and I would tease the bird and I would be like, "Look who got their feathers to fly now."
Yeah, the bird kicks rapidly on your hand. Just and Amun makes his time to walk over here and he says, "So, another reunion. 2 in one day." Looks over at the blood trail from Lloyd. Is there anyone you don't know, Isaiah? He looks back at Madame Laveau. She you haven't met, but she's an old seer who fears for her life from time to time, and she seems to find herself safe here in Jabaxi, where the courts of the Feywild can't reach her.
I just know her as the lady who likes seeing violence become of rabbits. But if she is a seer as you claim, then so be it.
She has told me that the rabbits got into the armory again and had decided to feast themselves upon my son's, well, better works. He flicks your gauntlet for a second, making Tink flap.
Yes. Lots of surprises today. Uh, and lots of violence today. Jeez, I don't. I'm gonna be honest, Amun. I don't necessarily know what became of me. There were threats against my life. There were taunts against my pride, and most importantly, you can't just leave things effed around and not left being not found out. So what happened to Lloyd and his brothers today is a tragedy, but I hope they learn, you know, some crucial things such as stealing is wrong. Yeah, mostly stealing is wrong, and also leading with positive intent.
Uh, Amun laughs at this and he starts walking back towards the ritual spot. He, I'll admit, Isaiah, this is meant to be a refuge for individuals such as her or the rabbits. Um, the bigger one had lost something of a important deal to their people. And while that is a tragedy, it is the marks of Salia, and I don't, well, associate in their most important dealings. But they crossed a line when they stole that, and he points at the gem. So
Oh, I will bring out the spare gem that I have on my person, and I'll be like, I assume this is yours then. One of them swallowed it,
it is. Uh, he'll put a hand out for you to toss it.
and I will toss it.
He grabs it, and as he does so, he seems to hold it close. It glows for a second brightly, and then he just blows it from dust into the air. It begins to swirl around you, Isaiah, and covers you in what seems to be an aura of divine magics.
Was this COVID? No.
Yes, to the winner goes the spoils, Isaiah. It was meant to be yours eventually, anyways, but you seem to have beat me to the challenge.
Yes. And speaking of challenges, I'll show him this invitation to partake in a demigod tournament. And Amun, could you explain what this is beyond the obvious?
He looks at it, and he looks at you. Well, it's a little late, but this is the gods of Salia's attempt to make sure that Astaroth cannot become the new god of war and slaughter. They held a tournament of the strongest individuals of the realm, groups, armies, and singular fighters alike participated, and only one managed to fully win.
Hmm. So this tournament has already happened.
Oh, yes, many years ago. They happen from time to time when it comes to the gods of Salia deciding to make things shake up in the material realm. And let's say that Astaroth has made them a little worried. If they manage to fill their repertoire of gods and keep him from gaining any type of leverage or role, then he will simply reside as the being that he currently is and will not be venerated as so. Same could be said for Set or any one of our gods that wish to take a place amongst the pantheon of Salia.
So if this was years ago, why is someone holding an invitation now?
Well, Isaiah, I would say that this belonged to the larger, more interesting brother of the rabbits. And since you pulled it off of him, or you pulled it off of what I would assume was the smaller one, they tend to hang on to these things as a means of travel. It does have power tied to it. If you wished, you could go to the Ganungagap of Isfagen. That's where it took place, due to their final winner.
Interesting. And then what about this coin? I'll pull out the half silver, half golden coin.
He'll take the coin, look at it for a second, and he'll squish it ever so slightly, making the faces more visible. I'll say he'll clear it up and repair it to what it once used to be. Looking upon it, you see what seems to be two archfey individuals. One's with elven, exaggerated elven features, giving a standard full face stare to you on the golden side with antlers upon their figure. And on the silver side, I believe I said, was the other one,
Yep.
is another elven looking individual with green hair that tends to that it'll shine through the silver of the coin itself with an enchanted glow. That is a coin of two opposing archfey of times long past. One of them dead at this point in time, if I remember right.
Yeah. Um, is it of any worth or of any use?
I'm afraid I can't divulge that information, as the workings of the Feywild, as simple as they can be, are far more intricate for me to understand.
Okay, then I will let that be. Then in that case, as far as my friend here, and I'll point to the raven, uh, it is my understanding that they've been given a second chance. Is there any way that we can facilitate a more suitable transformation in the imminent future?
You'll see Amun Ra reach over to the raven, and as he reaches for it, it kind of like slinks away on your forearm. Doesn't even move its body, it just rotates on your forearm out of the way magically. And he looks at it, stops for a second, reaches for it, reaches for it. It keeps just rotating around your forearm out of his grip. He reaches faster. It seems to, as he grabs it and grabs it fully, it appears to have no bones. And as he squishes it, it just kind of turns into a
A
liquid and
plushie.
just gums out, gums right out of his hand. He's like, "Oh, okay. Seems rather attached to you. Do you want me to turn it blonde for you? Because I can. I can definitely do that."
I would look
You
at
see, you
the
see him
raven,
generate fire in his hand.
and I'll look at him. I'm like, first of all, you've had plenty of fun just burning things that I love to the ground already, as is. But No, this one's attitude and demeanor just definitely does not suit a blonde plumage. Mowgli, and I look at him sucking his thumb with a slight drool.
Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm here. Oh, oops.
I just say, let's just say the blonde plumage works very well for him. It brings out his eyes.
They're bloodshot. I think, Isaiah, this is really late and bad news, but I think I'm allergic to rabbits. And I think I'm alive now.
Gosh. Mowgli, take a fucking Claritin. You're fine.
I think it's confirmed. And he starts sneezing.
Walk that way if you're gonna sneeze so loud. God damn it, you know how loud you
Yeah.
are.
He sneezes so loud that he shakes the ground. And he jumps every time he sneezes, so he shakes it again.
Do that over there! And I just point in a different direction.
He dad sneezes.
God.
It's ugly too.
Oh. Um. So yes, Amun. Maybe less blonde and maybe a bit more bird.
You'll see he'll light it up in flames for a second and then it'll go back down, and he puts on a tiny vest on the bird, and I'll say it'll be green in color. That doesn't seem to be enough. What exactly are you looking for, Isaiah? Be more specific.
Well, I'm sure Tink, or what this is of Tink, is appreciative that they can fly, but Tink has no ability of, you know, is still a bird. He's not a Kenku like he once was. He was an artificer and a powerful artificer at that at his time. Um, he was a loyal friend and someone that could speak a lot more than I would say your average bird. So if there's anything we could do to get it back to a more autonomous state, I think that would be best. But if there's nothing you can do about it, then I will just have my bird friend here for the foreseeable future.
Isaiah, I'll tell you this. We have a journey to make, and during that journey, I'll do what I can for your friend here.
All
It's about
right.
time we get you back to Pharos, wouldn't you say?
See, I was just about to call you Mooney, but then you made it serious, so I'm not going to call you Mooney. So, yes, fair. Let's get back to Pharaoh's Amun.
Give me time to continue my election process for my new captain of my ark. And Amun is going to get back to the ritual he was performing amongst the gardens. And you look around, there's a number of different sectioned off gardens soaking in the sunlight. And you're beginning to realize that the wonderful place that this place is shaped. This garden itself is shaped like the top deck of Amun's ark, and he seems to be picking flowers amongst the different individual gods that he has under his control, the specific members that you saw. But we will pick up with that and your journey on our next session.
Mm.
And we'll call it there, as you, Isaiah, have been through the ringer and have defeated the three rabbits. With, I'll say, far little difficulty than I was expecting. So,
Yeah, I didn't have to pump my lay on hands the whole 50 into me. I mean, that canteen that you gave me really did wonders for me. I mean, I got literally 12 d8 plus 12 from it. So
you
that
looked
literally
for it,
was
found
the
it,
only
brother.
thing that kept me in the game. Um no, that was fun. I mean, I'm trying to think. Here's something that I couldn't get over was I don't think Isaiah would necessarily be like that, but I was having so much fun being violent with these rabbits that I almost couldn't help myself.
Oh my
And
god.
it was just funny. But it
You
was
gotta
also
fucking
incredibly
call.
fun and engaging. I like the Divine Smite, like just shattering me through dimensions. I'm like, it's like the new Ratchet and Clank game where they're going through like fucking portals every once in a
Oh yeah,
while.
man. Oh yeah.
So that was like very cool and engaging. Um, yeah, I just feel like with the weapon, the features, and the spells, like I had so many. I mean, we both had so many tools in our respective tool bags that kept the fights, you know, engaging and dynamic as they went through. It wasn't always just sword, swing, and then sword swing back, and then sword swing back, and then sword swing back.
Yeah, you gotta find
Um,
a way to spice it up as best you can. You
yeah,
know.
so for three rabbits that took some gems and had cell phones and all that type of stuff, it was very fun and engaging. Um, Things that I did not expect. I did not expect you to bring Lloyd back. I'm gonna be honest. I barely even remember Lloyd. Like in the back of my cerebellum, like he's just kind of barely resides in there. So the fact that you brought him back was such a fascinating deep cut, and I appreciate that you brought him in for the Fate and Ward stuff because it's like, yeah, I guess that was. I mean, from main campaign, that was Isaiah's like last act. That's his dying act is getting Fate and Ward. Um,
Yeah.
so of course, a payoff to that kind of um, beat or plot point, I guess, is kind of necessary on some level, especially because I don't know how long exactly Isaiah's been in the duat, but there has been a passage of time where not only people would notice, but the consequences of Fade not being around, wherever he is, would take place. Um, so that was really cool. That was really cool. Gosh, yeah, I don't know. Like from a combat standpoint, I feel like I played it excellently on the story standpoint. Like taking the carrot blade and then letting you kind of forget about it, and then we get into this rabbit Ronin samurai fight, and I draw the carrot blade to fight him, and it totally doesn't like pan out. It's solely just for the cool factor. It's just dope as shit to be like, yeah, hey, remember your little bitch brother? Here's his little short sword that I got from him,
Yep.
and just using that against his big brother, and then yeah, so like completely ineffective, but completely fucking cool. Um, so that was awesome, and then just holding the rebuke the violent for some fuck shit, because that's why I did the I took Sanctuary and Dodge action. I was really trying to encourage you to hit Mowgli because I'm like, I wish a motherfucker would. I'm like, I dare you to like get a nat 20, and then you got the nat 20 on the old lady, and I'm like, son of a bitch,
Yeah.
that's she didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that. But I'm glad I was able to use that and then just send that damage back. Um, so yeah, no, there was a lot of great back and forth that made it really fun and engaging.
Yeah. It definitely would have. I feel like if I hadn't rolled so bad on the D4 to see how many rounds the second brother would get there, it would have been better. But God, he rolled a 4, so it was so many rounds, and I'm like, well, best thing he can do is hide because he's not the muscle in the group. He's the little bastard who can hide. Like none of the others can hide amongst the rabbits, and then you fucking hypnotic patterned all of them, and I'm like, oh my God. Well, these rabbits are gone. Like they can't they can't willingly participate. They're not going to participate in killing this guy. They're just rabbits. They want to do one thing, and that's bang.
That is
That's what
true.
they do, man.
That
That's
is
what they
true.
do.
Allegedly, that is true.
Allegedly, yeah,
I've never
yeah.
seen it, but I've heard word about it.
I've heard tale
Yep, about some
of the
shaken tail.
legendary, yeah, about legendary rabbit shaking tail. Yeah.
And
Um,
and honestly, the I wanted to take the ears off the first one because the first one was honestly a dick. Like I think that's what did it. He was the
yeah, he was an
smallest,
asshole.
most runty one, but for whatever reason was the most like little brat that just like the toughest one was the most respectful and honorable one. And that's just fucked up, I think. But yeah, so he started the trend of like, oh, I'm going to humble you violently by taking your ears. The second one didn't really
That
have
was so
much of a
fucked up.
reason, but it was like, let's continue the tradition of the last one. You know, keep it in line with the brothers. And I knew when there was a third brother, right when you told me there was a third brother coming, I'm like, I'm getting the lucky rabbit's foot.
Okay, that's so fucked up. Uh,
And that's
yeah,
why there was such a challenge for me in the session where it's like I actually have no reason to, but it's so funny and kind of cool of like it also doesn't necessarily make sense that I did it to two of them and the third one I'm like, you're good. But I'm glad that I kept the consistency of keeping them all alive. I'm glad that I did that because they didn't necessarily need to die. The first one was a brat. The other two were like, they were just fighting the good fight, kind of misunderstood. Um, but yeah, I had to get the lucky rabbit's foot for metaphorical spiritual reasons.
yeah. The first one was definitely a little sociopath. Amongst the three of them, he was the one who was definitely going to try to kill you as soon as you had the audacity to strike him. And then the second one, he was just going to essentially he was gonna bane you if you had fallen down to 0 HP. He was gonna break your back, but probably leave you alive. And then like he would have tried to hold off the little brother, and I would have had you control Mowgli to see if he can get Isaiah out of the situation. And if he did kill you, uh, you know, you can imagine that Amun Ra wouldn't exactly have agreed with that whole situation, and it would have caused a huge detriment to you as well. But the third guy, Lloyd, he would have seen what you did to, the big brother cutting his tail off and claiming that. So, depending on how your interactions would have gone, the worst thing he would have done before he recognized you was maim you the same way. He would have probably like taken an arm off of you, maybe a hand, depending on how he would read the rabbit's tail situation equivalent, or he would have realized that you were the one who did that to Faden Ward, and he would have just, killed you outright yourself. Um, but yeah, he was all for a fair fight. I had a whole ability planned for a quick draw for him to attack you uh, during your attack, and you just didn't take the bait. Like you didn't do the classic samurai straight up attack, and I'm like, okay, yeah, he's not gonna hold his turn for a whole other turn while everyone else is holding turns.
I played Ghost of
Not
Tsushima,
happening.
Ray. I
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
that guy got.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
what he got.
It just never happened, and I'm like, damn, there goes all that damage I could have done. That's a fucking shame.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, I don't even play that fucking game. He had 4 attacks.
He did. And you know what? When you drew that carrot blade, it made it so much easier for you in such a better way because he just drew that, and I'm like, okay, the carrot blade is going to be poison damage, but I didn't realize that when I drew it because I couldn't not do it. Like the moment you grab that blade, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he's definitely going to draw his own, and that's all it took. I was like, oh shit, that doesn't work on Isaiah. Damn it. So when things got real, he started using his actual swords, and I'm like, okay, cool, 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 cool.
Yeah, no, that was fun. That and honestly, I loved how beautifully climactic it worked out where I'm not doing so hot. I'm on the verge of death. Then I say, "Okay, Lloyd, I'm going to try now. I'm just letting you know." And I
Yeah,
get a nat 20.
yeah,
Oh man.
you hurt his pride, man. You hurt his pride.
Yeah, that was tough. And I know I'm the Oath of Redemption Paladin, but that was a conflict of like being the Oath of Redemption Paladin and also wanting to oblige, the honorable samurai with a death. Um I wanted to grant him his wish because guess what? I did that in Ghost of Tsushima. If you ask for the death, I will give
Damn,
you the honor you so desire. Not letting you live, dog. You want it, you got it.
you
Um,
heard it here first. Yeah, that's the thing when he wanted.
So,
So
but it's like Oath of Redemption. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to low key gaslight him, but also mostly high key give him a message about like, you know, what happened to his brothers. Um, has nothing to do with him. So the reason why you wanted to fight on those fronts makes sense. But putting um, what happened to Fade and Ward on me without even hearing my side of the story and not getting that proper context, and obviously as the role play as the story played out, he got the context mid fight, and that shit hit deep where he's like, oh shit, duh, you know. Um, the dude that is not killing my brothers but holding them accountable did not necessarily want to hurt Fade and Ward. He just got caught in a bad situation. So I don't know. It was I tried to like I couldn't grant him the honorable death, but I did want to give him a level of closure on some level, even though he did not like the result and honest and took the outcome that meant next time I see you, it's kind of on site. Um, I understood where he was standing, but I couldn't. And the Patrick wanted to kill him for the honor route because that's what he did in other similar situations where he was presented with similar choices. But the role play just I couldn't really justify it, especially in front of Amun Ra. If Lloyd was a complete dick and was like, your mother's a whore or something like that, and then I beat the dick out of him, and then he sticks his neck out, sure, I could grant him a death. But like, you know, Amun Ra, it's like you want to like show some level of class, some level of taste, and not
Yeah.
just completely ice him. Granted, I did take the foot, but I had to take the foot.
I mean, he seemed pretty chill with it. Like, you earned it at that point in time. So no one can say you didn't.
Yep.
Um, yeah, no, it was a pretty good session overall. The idea is that from Floyd's perspective, he was the only one holding off the Medusas from going up the mountain and shooting from the cavern that was in Romy's Hill at the time. And he was separated from the main group of Alistair, Nobaz, and everybody else that was up there doing that mission. So when they all came down, he just had to assume that Faden's plan went perfectly fine, and he didn't get to go down with the team. So he just did his job and left. And when he met back up, he probably got the story from everybody who would have told him that, like, yeah, fucking, like, this whole team of people that they would have described, and he would recognize them as the team that you guys passed him up, and he told you to leave. And yeah, he would assume that you guys had fucked over Faden and caused whatever revolution and change in the world that was going to happen to not happen.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really good. It was a really good session. It had silly moments. It had a lot of fun moments, and I think we needed that. I think we needed that because we've had a lot of sessions. I was like, man, that was real. That was real as fuck, dog.
Yeah.
Um, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you have to add about the session in closing?
No, I think that's good overall. I'm definitely going to be finding more ways to make 1v1 combat in D&D better, and I have found some stuff and brainstormed some stuff that I won't spoil yet because I might use it for the one shot if that comes into play, which hopefully my ideal ending is that it is Puz versus Greg, and I can maybe integrate some 1v1 rules in this situation to make things nice and fun and more dramatic.
Mmm. Interesting. Okay, cool. That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. All right, then in that case, I will stop the session recording right about now.